What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, November 6th, 9:13 a.m. Originally, what I was going to talk about this morning was like mystic stuff and sound healing and divine numbers and things. But man, the universe sometimes has other plans for you. Even when you decide to get up and get after it and do everything you can to kick ass, the universe has obstacles in your path. When I went to record this morning, the receiver for the mic, even though I charged it for hours yesterday, it was not turning on. So I had to recharge it, so I couldn't make a video. And my car hasn't been starting up quite properly, so I decided to take it into the grease monkey. And they were trying to look at it, and they couldn't really figure anything out. They just said that power was being diverted somewhere. I was losing power somehow. But that the mechanic, I couldn't make an appointment until next week. I was like, okay, great. So I make the appointment, but I'm probably gonna have to do something more, more in the meantime. I don't know, because I can't have my car not working. I have too much responsibility. So I decided to go over to Jackson's car wash, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get my car washed. I'm gonna get it cleaned. And they used to have a service center over there, which, God, the lady said they closed it down a year and a half ago. I was like, damn, for real? I thought I just had my car serviced here, but I guess it was that long ago that I used their service center. So even my second plan, my backup plan, didn't work. I try to get my car cleaned. Seems like their systems aren't working very well. I go to you know, the area where they manually clean everything. It's a bunch of kids, and they do kind of a crappy job. I'm just like, damn it. And then after I get my car washed, I go home and I park, and there are people cutting, landscaping and blowing the leaves and stuff. It's like, man, I just got my car washed. Ah. They're going to blow the leaves all over my damn car. So it's like, what's the point of me getting my car washed? And I was so tapped in this morning. I got up early. I was like listening to these sound healing, aura cleansing, energy, lifting frequencies. I was in the gym exercising, working out. I had a great morning with my kids. I did my fasting. I did my cayenne, turmeric, and ginger shot. I dropped the kids off at school. Like everything, like, vibes were immaculate. Everything was feeling so great. And then it was just like, oh well. So I got a little derailed. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to maybe call this mobile camp mechanic and see if he'll come take a look at things. Because that's the problem, is like, you can roll the dice. The thing about life is you can roll the dice, but when your instincts are telling you you need to take care of something, you should probably just take care of it. So like, because I can't have my car dying when I'm just out in the world, and I have too many children that need to do things for me to not have a car that's working right now. So I'll probably call this mechanic here in a little bit and see if he'll come take a look at the car. It's just funny how life rolls. Let's see. What am I going to talk about today? My intuition has been really sharp lately. The healthier you get, the more amazing intuitive power you develop, because you're just super tapped into the unified energy fields. So something is telling me I really need to take care of this, I don't know, alternator system, or I don't know what the problem is with the car, but I got to get that shit figured out. Because the other thing too is I wanted to work this weekend. I wanted to drive Uber for a while, and I can't risk my car just turning off when I'm like not starting when I'm over in Gilbert or Chandler or Surprise or Avondale or Tolleson or Golden or wherever the fuck. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it, but that's all right. You know, one of the cool things about getting older is you just like you have so much experience dealing with problems, dealing with shit that comes up. You're just like, yeah, I'll figure out a way. There's always a way to figure things out. You know, I've been trying really hard to get healthy lately. The more healthy I am, the more on top of things I am, the easier it is to lose weight. The more weight you lose, the more confident you feel. The more confident you feel, the more just tapped in you are to everything. Better the vibes, better the people. Been having a lot of doubt in certain people in my life lately, but I've been trying not to listen to that. I've been trying to step away from the fear, the spirit of fear, and stepping into the spirit of joy, love, appreciation. I was out in the park this morning, grounding, putting my hands in the dirt, breathing in the trees. It's very, very important to ground yourself. It's very important to connect to nature. So when I do that early in the day and I exercise and I have, the stress of driving all the way across the city to leave one of my kiddos at school and then come all the way back and have these problems, I still feel very good. I still feel very grounded. I still, you know, have a presence of mind to pivot when option A doesn't work or option B doesn't work or option C or D, you're not sure what to do. It's important to be able to pivot. It's important to be able to have the type of personality where you can switch up, change up, find a different way, ask for help, trust your gut. These are things that are important skills to develop as a person. I've always been pretty open, but lately things have been really powerful. A lot of really amazing symbolism. And, I don't trust everything from the internet. Obviously, you shouldn't. That's retarded. But, um, you know, when you build your algorithm with intention, there are certain things that start coming to you, certain people, certain frequencies, certain messages. Like I always believe that God speaks to us through different people, different things. And I just have been really enjoying my feeds lately. There's been a lot of really cool stuff popping up. There's been a lot of really cool people coming into my sphere as I elevate, as I cleanse my aura, as I build intention, as I clean my body out and clean out, my spirit and release all these negative energies. I think after this, I'm going to sage my house and then cook some food and then see about that mechanic. I'm going to try to accomplish some stuff today, run some laundry. I really need to drive soon, but I don't feel comfortable driving right now with everything happening with my car. So I guess I'm just going to be patient with that. Try to see myself as a multiplier, try to see myself that can really generate a lot of things and take something small and turn it into a ton of something. And, building that self-belief is really important if you're trying to accomplish big things. Trusting in the people in your life, trusting in yourself, trusting in your skills, trusting that you can handle whatever's going to come. And I hear a lot of successful people talking about how determined they were with everything, willing to do anything, willing to overcome anything. And while I do have some of that determination for sure, I also just have a presence of like accepting the experience of my life, like not trying to force things. I've tried to force things for a long time, and that's never really worked out for me. imposing my will on things, you know, it's a quick way to find frustration. And even though there's a million things that I would like to be accomplishing with stand up or public speaking or novel writing or music or acting, there's a million things that I want to be accomplishing right now. Everything in me and everything in my intuition is telling me to like slow down, focus on my body, focus on my temple, focus on my health, focus on my mind, focus on my spirit, and clearing out a lot of the built up pain and anger and darkness and residual energies from messing with people that, maybe don't have the best intention for me. Um, I'm trying to create the space for a real partner to come into my life, somebody really wonderful, somebody really powerful and present. So I'm trying to build that within myself first, which I've never really had any problems meeting people, but I've definitely had periods in my life where things were just like, it was very clear to me that I needed to work on myself in those periods. So this definitely feels like that, but things are just a little bit tougher because of all the people I lost, you know, people that I cared a lot about that aren't here anymore. As you get older, like friendships that I really value, but people who are not very consistent. Some of my friends who I really rock with right now are just not the most consistent people. And, so I try not to hold that over them or stress them out. So I'm just trying to focus on myself instead of being upset with other people, just like turning that focus inward and being like, all right, well, if people aren't really trying to like rock with me right now, I need to just focus on building what I can within myself so that when the time comes where people are trying to do stuff or build, that I'll be ready. You know, super wise saying I heard when I was younger was don't take your life personally. Like when things are happening to you and people aren't messing with you and the relationships aren't coming or whatever it is that you long for, that disconnection that you feel whenever that's present, instead of taking it personally, just being like, okay, well, this is just life and it's not a personal slight against me. It's not indicative of my morality. Um, it's not a reason for me to cave emotionally, just like kind of letting life flow through you without judging it. Um, not taking things so personally. That way you don't overreact. You don't get too high. You don't get too low. You don't let fear spiral in your brain. Um, doubt and fear have been a little too present for me lately. So I've been working really hard on trying to get those suckers out of here, build my confidence again. And a lot of that comes down to just my physical fitness. When I feel like fat or gross, it's so easy to just hate everything, hate myself, and then that just, spirals. So taking the time to take care of myself and be healthy. Um, I had a pretty good day yesterday, and I was able to bring it into the morning today. So I'm just gonna try to keep that going, keep it going, keep it rolling, keep everything right in front of me. And let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about before I go? I'm really excited to see in the future, like 5 to 10 years from now, like what I've accomplished. Because right now I feel so bottlenecked with all this creativity. I have so many things in my brain and in my spirit and my soul, stories I want to tell, like so much creative force that I carry, but seemingly bottlenecked with time and space and energy. And, like trying to physically train myself and lose weight. It's challenging to be creative when you're kind of low energy a lot of the time. So I'm really interested to see in like 5 or 10 years how much I've done. I'm hoping that things will start building and I'll have exponential growth and I'll just start knocking shit out and the kids will be grown and I won't have to be paying as much child support anymore and I'll have my businesses going and my daughters will be making money instead of just burning money all the time. I'm really excited to see how life is going to crest and grow, and um, yeah, just keep it going. Um, I guess that's really all I have for now. But I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me. As always, I love you all. Keep fighting. Peace.